What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about all those corals. I'm going to kind of make you a coral shopping list for all of you beginners out there. If you would like to support this channel, check out the description down below. Like and subscribe. With that out of the way, let's get to our first coral. Actually, the first coral is not a coral. Since I love my anemones that much, I'm going to mention an anemone first. For all the tips and tricks and what not to do about anemones and all of that, check out my other videos. I'm just going to put it first on the list. And with that out of the way, let's start with our corals. All right, first coral on the list is going to be a mushroom. For all corals out there, there's high-end options and there's beginner options, more affordable options out there. So I'm just going to put that out there. Usually the more affordable options are beginner choice. When you're a beginner, you don't really want to spend all that money for high-end stuff, because usually high-end stuff is all that new stuff in the hobby or things that grow very slow or they're kind of finicky. So I suggest right off the bat, just stay away from the high-end corals for right now. If this is your first reef tank, go with a beginner route, more affordable type of corals. For most of the corals that I mentioned today in this video, go with the beginner-friendly option with the more affordable options. Usually with mushrooms, the more affordable options are the mushrooms that grow in plague proportions that rapidly take over the tank. So if you like that mushroom look, that spread them everywhere, all over your tank, and they're gonna take over that tank really quickly. If you would like just that mushroom type of look in one side of the tank or one rock, just keep them out there, just depending what you like. Second corals on my list are zoanthids. Zoanthids are very easy corals to keep. Some of them grow very fast, some won't. High end, there's low end for zoanthids as well. So just keep that in mind. There's lots of varieties out there. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna find the budget options that look very, very nice. Usually as far as zoanthids go, the kind of uglier kind will grow faster. Pick anything you like and just spread them all around your tank if that's what you're looking for. I've seen lots of zoanthid dominated tanks out there and they look very nice. There's lots of people out there that collect just zoanthids. There's a lot of them out there. Truly, there's a lot of variations out there. Again, zoanthids are very easy to keep. What I found that zoanthids like is a little bit more higher nutrients. I usually like to keep all my nitrates above 5 and potassium above 420. Ever since I started dosing potassium nitrate, I've seen a boost growth and size in all my zoanthids. So just keep that in mind. Other corals on this list are all corals that are labeled as softies or leather corals. Those are all your toadstools, annularia. Right now there's a whipping willow that's kind of popular, which looks very nice. All those Japanese type whipping willow, toadstool corals. Lots of soft corals, dominated looking tanks out there that look very nice. Try those out. They usually grow up and about. They're not like mushrooms and zoanthids that I mentioned earlier. They'll grow up and they'll spread around. They're pretty easy to trim. They'll give you lots of flow. They'll give you lots of movement in your tanks. Those are very good options. My first LPS option is primitive than torches to keep. I know I've seen lots of tanks having problems with their torches when the spring comes, when the change of weather comes, but I haven't seen that on my hammers and frog spawns. They tend to be a little bit more hardier. There's lots of different types out there. You can pick. Hammers and frog spawns will give you lots of movement. You can put it anywhere in your tank and they'll do perfectly fine. I've seen hammer type of rocks or gardens on a side, same as frog spawns, and they look very, very nice. So they're great options. Some other LPS corals are bubble corals, Duncan's, branching candy cane corals. What brought me into this hobby is definitely an anemone, but Duncan is a very similar coral that looks lush and out. There's again lots of different types out there. Keep an eye on those Duncans. You're probably going to find very, very nice kinds. Again, all of these corals that I'm mentioning are very easy, and all of them you can keep alive and happy just within your regular water changes and knowing your basics in reefing. There's a few beginner corals I'm going to mention today in this video that I kind of don't really suggest to the newbies, but if that's what you're looking for, They're out there, so I just want to mention them. And those are Xenia and green star polyps. I never owned green star polyps, but I've seen people put them on a back glass, or if you put them on a rock, even on the sand. No, they just grow very fast. Just keep an eye on that. If that's what you're looking for, that's what I'm mentioning in this video. They're out there. That's the look you want, then go for them. Xenia, especially the pulsing Xenia kind, is very attractive to beginners. All that pulsing motion is very nice and very attractive. Both of these corals I suggest for you to put on a side, on a separate rubble or a rock, or anywhere on a side where they cannot spread rapidly. But they're very good options, so there they are. I'll put them out there. If you would like to try any of the SPS corals, first thing that I'm going to tell you, don't try Acroporas. Acroporas are different ball game. For beginner tanks, for beginner corals, the lighting that you currently own and the flow that you currently have in your tank be sufficient for any Montes out there. I find the Montes can grow very nicely on the low lighting, on the high lighting, on the lots of flow. There's not that you can give them not as much as flow, and they'll do perfectly fine actually. One of the hardest Monte to kill out there is Spongotes Monte. Spongotes Monte is not very attractive Monte, but if you're gonna try a Monte, try Spongotes. If that one doesn't work out for you, then wait a little bit, learn 3 more things, and then try them again. Montes are a pretty good choice for all of you newbies out there, but acros, not really. If you guys have any further questions, or we're gonna add a coral, never had, I never owned, so I really don't want to talk about those, but all of these that I mentioned are very easy. You can take care of them just by doing your water changes and having that salinity, temperature, and alkalinity stable. You'll be good to go. All right. If you guys have any further questions, put them down below. As I mentioned, if you'd like to support this channel, check out the description down below, like and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.